Welcome everybody to episode 42 of Hexproof from Ward. This one's going to be a kind of a quick one, kind of a just like a look behind the curtain. We're 42 weeks into this, just in case somebody else has an idea and wants to start a podcast. We thought it'd be cool to kind of peel back the some of the layers of the parfait or onion for Shrek fans and uh, kind of talk about how we started this podcast, what we've got going on, how we do it every week, and kind of show everybody that it's kind of easy for if you have the idea and you've got some buddies that you want to do it with, or if you want to do it by yourself, anybody can kind of do this kind of thing. So, yeah, so we're gonna start off with like equipment that we use. I think that'd be a good idea. Um, so what I've got going on here is I've got these headphones that I picked up when I was back in college, little Sony professional headphones. Found them on Amazon. They were the ones that uh, some of the audio professors told us that we should use back when I was in Ball State. And then when I moved out to California and worked in some reality television, these were the same headphones that a lot of the audio folks use every single day. So these are great headphones. The only thing I've had to replace are the ear covers. I've had to replace them a couple times, but I traveled all over the world with them. They kind of got moisture all in them and cracked and everything, and that's what happened. Um, for the camera, the first couple episodes, I was just using the camera that's on my Mac. Now I've got an eMeet 2K camera that I got off Amazon for like 40 bucks. And then I've got a newer ring light that kind of just uh, plugs into the computer. Just turn it on, and that's how I have my lighting set up and everything. And then this little boom arm that I've got here. Um, it was for, I think it was for a camera actually. And then I just kind of went to the hardware store and got a bolt to put at the bottom. And then it just kind of, I just found pieces like different, like freaking nuts and bolts hardware at the hardware store to make sure that that fit into here. And then this microphone's just another one that I found on Amazon. It is, an FDUCE. I can't remember. I'll put a link to things in the bio. And then I've got a little photo mine arm for my phone here. So my phone's like right in my face, but right off camera. So, and then the and then my stand for my cam or for my computer, so it's not like, my head isn't cut off too bad or whatever. My computer's literally sitting on top of three books, and that's what it's been doing for over 40 weeks. So I've just had this set up on top of a little square table in the garage with a power strip and a 50-foot extension cord, and then just kind of have had it to where I just sit down, turn stuff on, and it's ready to go. So just a little spot in the garage, and then have a little screen behind me that uh, it was a projection screen that I found off Amazon. So what are you working with, Sam?
Well, the headset that I use for the microphone is a pair of Astro A40s. It's just something that I've had for many, many years for gaming and stuff like that. Anytime that I use Discord or Skype back in the old days. I know it probably doesn't sound as professional as most people, but
I think it sounds great.
I don't have to spend extra money on something that actually works.
Yeah.
The camera I have is a Logitech C922. Something that I bought for Spell Table and then realized, oh, it's a decent camera. The only thing that I cheaped out on was the opposable arm that you kind of like you can bend. It's opposable and it's very tough to bend it to where I need to go. And of course, if any tape it happens on the table because it's
Yeah.
one nice strip like curvy
Yep.
snake that just there's nothing holding it together.
Yeah.
I have a pretty simple setup, but it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, mine's pretty simple too. I'll take a little video or something at some point and kind of I know I've taken a couple pictures, but we'll get it posted. Do you want to say hi to Sam real quick? Say hi, Sam.
Hello.
He
Now
was
for
calling
lighting
you all
purp
day on his phone.
for lighting purposes, I either use a complete blank screen behind the Zoom call here, and then my atrocious lights.
Yeah, they look good though. We had sometimes I work with the lights on in the garage, but it looks a little better when I turn them off. Uh,
Well, I don't know if you could see by the doorknob, I installed a dimmer switch that you just use your
okay.
finger on
Yeah.
like a little LED bar. I
Yeah.
installed that because when we
Uh,
were going to do spell table, I was like, I had to way to control the lighting to like certain levels throughout the day.
right.
So that's how I control my lighting.
Yeah. Okay. And then like we do a lot of these podcast episodes all over Zoom. We paid for a professional Zoom membership so we can go for some ungodly amount of hours, and we usually just go for 2 or 3, and not even that. We just set it up for that long, and then we're usually done within like an hour and a half at most. Then I've just got a pad and paper, just kind of keeping notes of what we're doing, and use a Mac. I use iMovie to edit. Um, what's what I'm saying. Like podcasting, most folks can do it, so that's why it's the joke that everybody does it when they get bored, and that's what happened. We were kind of bored, but we're also friends, and we like getting together every week. So it's been a lot of fun. Sam, can you kind of talk about how we choose what our topics are going to be, and like kind of our topics and subtopics for the week that we've got going?
Well, it seems like what we try to do is more often than not, we try to look at the release schedule of sets that comes out. You know, we don't want to try to cast speculation too early on anything. Like we did the lore one set because that's coming out in, January, but of course we're not going to talk about the Strixhaven set. But it's fun to know, we've got a plan for us to be going to, MagicCon, so we'll have maybe we'll have some videos to be made there while we're doing that. But
Yeah, not to kind of go off topic too
that's
far,
fine.
but yeah, Sam and I and Keith and Sam and me, the three Musketeers. We will be going to MagicCon, and we're gonna try our best to get some content uh this year, kind of talk to people, play some games, things like that. So if you see us, we're gonna have stickers and things. Come say hi to us. We will be making the trip from Indiana to Las Vegas. There's no Midwest MagicCon, so we're making it happen. So we'd love to see you there. So yeah, so like Sam was saying, we kind of get into the sets that are going on. Sam is big into the lore of Magic, and I know Josh is as well, and Keith, and I try to do my best. I haven't been playing as much as the other three guys have, so um, I'm not as knowledgeable on the lore type of stuff. But yeah, basically we just kind of have a little brainstorm and talk about a couple days before the podcast happens what we want to talk about. But we've also had ones where, Sam, you're going to run this episode, or Josh, you're going to run this episode, and don't tell us what's going on because it's kind of fun to go off the top of your head and figure out what you're doing, whether that be deck building, whether that be talking about WWE stuff, whether that be talking about new prices on stuff that's, random uncommons that are spiking in price because of new sets that are coming out. We're looking at you, certain card that makes Incredible Hulk go infinite.
Oh,
Um, yeah, you might want to pick that up. But
it is
yeah,
an
and
artifact if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I
it
think we
is
all, yeah,
it,
okay,
it is an
okay.
artifact, yeah. And then yeah, we just kind of how we pick the host is whoever just wants to do it for the week. Josh has a background in doing kind of like uh some stand-up comedy, that kind of stuff. So, improv is something that he's really good at. So, him jumping in and hosting episodes is a lot of fun. Sam hosting whatever he wants to host is a lot of fun. Same with Keith. Um, I just I like talking to people. I have to do it every single day at work, talking to patients and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of like hosting episodes too. Um, so let's get into future ideas. So
Well,
how do we
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
bring
go
up
ahead. Go ahead.
two things for either longtime players or something like that.
Hmm.
The reason why I'm big into lore is because nothing's better than just trying to like while you're playing the game to know like why these cards exist, why this does that, or why do these partner up or something like that. I miss back in the old school Ravnica, back the first set, the City of Guilds, when
Right.
they used to get fat packs and you get books. That to me was like
Yes.
each set you just got this nice book to just read for that set.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
I miss
I
those days.
I have uh I have a couple of those and those were sweet. I miss the fat packs. Those were so
Hmm.
cool. Yeah.
My other gripe is for anybody who tried to get badges, um, I am not happy with what they did.
Yeah.
I sat in that queue 15 minutes prior when you could get in the queue, and I was one of the last ones to get in, and I didn't get my Black Lotus badge.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have a new thing this year or this next year, where you can kind of buy a badge that's a Black Lotus pass for every single Magicon.
The
And
Mythic
so
Bundle
the Mythic Bundle,
for thirty-three
uh,
hundred dollars.
yeah. So couple whale type folks, and if people know that's not a weight joke, that's a
Money bags, people.
money kind of thing. That's all in every part of this hobby of no
Finger
matter what you
wag.
collect. Yes. So yeah, they limited the amount of just straight up Black Lotus badges because they had those bundles going on. So if you got one of those big bundles, let us know. We want to be your friend. Um, but no, future ideas. So how we come up with ideas for episodes is, just talking to friends that listen to the podcast, reading comments, looking at what other people are doing and having fun with and just kind of going with that kind of stuff. We're always looking, like Sam said, looking at what set's coming out next, what big news has happened, um, and trying to stay as up to date as we can. We only release on Thursdays. We usually record on Mondays or Tuesdays. So if stuff happens on Wednesdays or after we recorded or, Thursday before noon, it is what it is. It's just like any other show. Sometimes if you're not, the news that records every single day and puts something out every single day, you miss stuff and it happens and we talk about it usually on the next episode. Um, so yeah. Um, Editing wise, for thumbnails, stuff like that.
That's all you.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
all Nathan.
so any of our shorts, things like that, we each record and then just send it to me. And then I upload it on my phone, like if it's shorts, and then we do like a little voiceover if we can. And then you can do most of those shorts things, most of that editing just on your phone on the YouTube app. Um, and then when it comes to thumbnails for the episodes, we've got a Canva membership, which isn't very expensive each month. And we just four-way split the Zoom and Canva and just kind of make our thumbnails that way. We've got a little thing going on where I kind of make each episode the blank. I like it. It looks clean. It looks nice. And it kind of makes me work my brain and figuring out what word can work for an episode. So, this episode's called The Background because we're giving you a background on, the podcast. So, uh, that's mostly it. Like I said, iMovie, Canva, Zoom. That's what we have. And all those things. Canva is free unless you want to pay like a little extra, like we're doing, so we can have certain extra things. Zoom is free unless you want to go a little bit longer than 40 minutes. So that's why we're paying a little extra for it. iMovie, it comes free on your Mac if you have a Mac. So a lot of the stuff we've just kind of updated it a little bit just because we wanted to. Um, and then I kind of to wrap up most of the behind the scenes on social media, we just kind of we signed up for an Instagram because that's what a lot of people have. Um, we've got a Blue Sky. We're gonna work on getting a Facebook because it's a little bit easier to monetize on Facebook, and the amount of money that people are making on Facebook is kind of ridiculous. And we'll try and figure out how that works. And we're trying to we did have content coming out every single day on YouTube. It just kind of is a little difficult to keep up with regular life going on. So we're working on it. We're working on getting stuff out more often than not. But the main podcast episodes are only going to come out on Thursdays. So And then we have a link tree, which is free. So you just basically go on there and put all your links to all your socials on there, and you can put that out. So that's how we kind of push this podcast. And we've got some big bad things coming out when season 2 drops, and that's going to be on our 1 year anniversary on episode 52. So we've got about 10 more episodes, but we've got some sweet stuff coming out. What else should we talk about, Sam? What else would people maybe want to know if they're thinking about starting a podcast, that kind of thing, that we haven't covered?
Well, it like anything I kind of categorize it as like trying to do Dungeons and Dragons with somebody. It's, you might have the people. It's always just trying to get everybody together on pulling it off. Like
Hmm.
you're guaranteed to always find people that want to do it, but it's actually doing the said thing that is always the most difficult.
Right. Right. And sticking with it too. Uh just making sure it happens. The other thing is and we bring this up quite often. Don't let a low amount of views make you not want to do this. Uh if this is something that you want to do, you should just do it to have fun. A lot of things happen when you're just having fun. So you never know what could happen if you just take the chance with some of your friends, uh, hit record, have some fun, be a goofball, just be yourself and
Yes,
figure out
but
what you want to do.
be
Go ahead.
unique. You don't have to
Yeah.
do what other content creators are doing.
Yep.
You don't have to follow that. Just be yourself. Like I don't know if anybody people who will listen to this for a while. I'm a big stickler on salty stuff. Either salty combos or salty rhetoric. It's
Yeah.
if you have your style, stick with it. Just repetition.
Yep.
Keep doing it. All you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Yeah. We try our best to not edit our episodes either. Not cut out a whole bunch of stuff unless there's something crazy that somebody says, okay, let's redo that because I had a massive brain fart there, or I didn't like how the way that sounded, so can we please reset it, and then I'll just take it out. But most of our episodes, there's minimal cutting, just because we like being ourselves and like what happens. And that's kind of why we started doing this view where you can see all four of us and hear all four of us the entire time, because it's just we want to be ourselves and have a good time. So, um, with that, I think this is a quick episode. But I think if you have any questions, if you want to do this podcast stuff, if you want to just have fun, or if you ever want to have one of us join you and just kind of chat and hang out, doesn't have to be magic stuff, can be whatever. Feel free to let us know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Pass it along. Um, we'll do our best to answer all your questions and whatever we can do, because we're here to have fun. And like everybody else, we're not here for a long time. We're here to have a good time. So, um, with that, does this episode resolve, Sam?
Yes, sir, it does.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you
Yeah.
these next 2 weeks. We have some fun stuff planned. So, tune in. You're going to love it. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.